What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we are going to continue our builds that'll help you guys through the Rite of the 9 coming out on May 6th. That nice reset where we get 3 dungeons reprised with the ability to have that contest mode. So yesterday we came out with a hunter build using the Mask of Fealty and those Withering Blades Stasis Shurikens. Today we're going with the trusty Dusty Titan build, Prismatic with Heart of Inmost Light as one of our abilities on it. So using an ability empowers the other two, granting them improved energy regeneration. So we're going to be able to spam that triple consecration with some glacial grenades, and then Spirit of Armamentarium. So we're going to have an additional grenade charge which feeds every single time we throw both of those. We're going to get Inmost to proc, so allowing us to feed that energy and regeneration even more. Onto the Prismatic Titan. For me, I'm going to be using Twilight Arsenal on this so we can weaken those bosses and do a good amount of damage on them, which is super nice in my personal opinion. We're going to be using Towering Barricade to keep us alive a little bit better with Strafe Lift, and then of course Frenzied Blade so we can either sever enemies with this, or we're going to get triple of these because that's how they stack up. So we're going to get triple Consecration. Every single time we use Consecration, it's going to proc Inmost Light, allowing us to get that ability spam of our grenade and our Towering Barricade. Then for our Glacial Grenade right here, of course, we're going to be using this bad boy so we can get this to proc Inmost Light all the time as well, helping us to get Frenzied and our Towering Barricade, and it's just a beautiful internal feedback loop. Same kind of deal right here. We're going to be using Diamond Lance to freeze targets. Very good because of all the times that we're going to get this out there. Going to help us to stun Unstoppables, help us to stun mobs that come at us. Just a good ad clear prevention. Same thing with Consecration. We know how this thing is, been juicy since it came out. Even with the nerfs that it's got in recent patches, it is still easily one of the best things that we got in the game for doing damage, stunning champions, etc. Every single solo speedrun is using one of these. Now onto our fragments. With this, we're going to be using Prismatic with the Facet of Courage. So Arc, Solar, Void abilities to increase damage to those targets affected by darkness debuffs. For darkness debuffs, we're going to have Slow and Freeze with both of these, and then Sever and Unravel because of one. We got Facet of Solitude, so those precision shots sever enemies. Transcendent is a bigger severing blast, and with one of the weapons, we're going to have Unraveling rounds, so plays right into Facet of Courage. Facet of Blessing right here, melee final blow start health regeneration, which is absolutely broken with Consecration because we got 3 of them, and basically every time we use it, we're going to get defeat, so helping us to proc Facet of Blessing. Facet of Awakening, rapidly defeating targets with light, darkness, or super final blows is going to generate elemental pickups. So with this build, we're going to create Fire Sprites, Void Breaches, Stasis Shards, and Tangles. So basically every single one of those elemental pickups besides Ionic Traces. So pretty disgusting in my personal opinion. Facet of Protection, while we're surrounded, we are more resistant to incoming damage. That basically helps us to use Consecration more often in that endgame content so we can get up close and personal with everything and anything that the game can throw at you. With last but certainly not least, Facet of Ruin helps us with the size and damage burst of shattering a stasis crystal or frozen target. So Glacial Grenade, Diamond Lance going to get procced with this, as well as Solar Ignitions that we're getting from Consecration. So this is definitely one of the most important fragments that we got on this build, and with Inmost Light Armamentarium, we're going to spam all of our abilities and aspects consistently. Now when we move on to our weapons that we are going to be using, Barodaya, this thing is super good for DPS in this episode, and definitely I'm going to be putting target lock on this bad boy, just have not been able to snag it quite yet. So very good. This is going to help us with our Tangles and Unraveling, like I said. Lotus Eater, very good for DPS side of things, or like doing chunk damage on bosses, champions, stuff like that. Going to help us with with destabilizing on it to create some massive ad clear plus volatile rounds on this as well. So very good weapon. It's going to be our anti-barrier. Our unstoppable is going to be our Mistral Lift right here, which has Envious Arsenal bait and switch. Very good with this build. Again, for that endgame content with these contest mode, you're going to have to juice damage pretty heavily, so this is going to help us as well with that damage increase. Now, when we move on to our mods that we got going on right here, for me, I went with Harmonic Siphon, Strand Siphon, so we can create a bunch of Orbs of Power, Special Ammo Finder as well, so that Lotus Eater is always going to have ammo on it. Heavy ammo, or I should say heavy-handed, sorry. All of those consecration defeats that we're going to get are going to help us to create Orbs of Power for this build, which we are using those Orbs of Power for recuperation to get back our health when we pick them up, to get back our super, and then to give us Void Weapon Surge. This will help us with our Lotus Eater as well as our Mistral Lift for even more damage output. Powerful Attraction, when we throw down our barricade, all those Orbs of Power that we're creating are going to come right to us as long as they are in a pretty close proximity. Time Dilation, this is going to help our Void Weapon Surge to last even longer with a single bomber on, so we can get that nice grenade up as much as possible as well, because we do got the triple 100s over here with Strength, Discipline, Resilience. This is for our barricade, this is for our grenade, and then Strength is for our melee. So another way with Inmost Armamentarium that we're going to ability spam on this build. Impact Induction, Momentum Transfer, same thing, causing damage with our grenade gives us melee, causing damage with our melee gives us grenades. So internal feedback loop once again. And then as for the mods that you got on with the chest piece, you can really throw on any combination of these that you can think of. It's a very good output, or I should say, depending on the content you are going into, end game stuff like that, you can really tailor your build so you can take a lot less damage from whatever is hitting the hardest. Last but certainly not least with this build, we got ourselves Tablet of Ruin. Like I said, anti-barrier fusion rifle for our Mistral Lift. We're going to have piercing sidearm for that anti-barrier and our rocket sidearm. Then of course we're going to have volatile marksman, rapid weapon precision hits, and rapid final blows grant us volatile rounds, helping with the ad clear and just damage side of both our Mistral Lift and our rocket sidearm in the Lotus Eater. Unraveling orbs, another thing that we're going to get with that Barrow Dyad is that unraveling. So with the facet that we have, one of our fragments on our super or on our Prismatic Titan is going to allow a nice damage increase from our Solar Arc and Void abilities because of that unraveling. Now on top of that, Vile Weave targets hit by tangles that we get and also create our severed. So like I said again, unraveling severed everywhere with this build. Elemental Siphon, a rapid final blows with kinetic weapons or weapons matching our super create elemental pickups. So again, we're going to be creating even more of those Void, Stasis, Solar, and Strand pickups with this build, helping us to get special ammo. We're going to have a Dreadful Finisher on with Malignant Harvest, so applying volatility causes our next instant of Void damage, whether that be with our super or with our weapons, to have a weakening burst, so allowing us to do a little bit more damage. We're going to create tangles with all the unraveling that we got going on, so very good with the mob ad clear side of things. Particle reconstruction right here, helping us to damage those targets, those bosses really specifically inside of those dungeons because of the damage output that it boosts for a short period of time after we do consistent damage with that linear fusion. And then last but not least, you could either throw on limit break, so our super is going to do a little bit more damage when we have an elemental buff that matches it, or when we have critically wounded. But I went with two shreds, so sustained damage to severed targets unravels them. Defeating a severed target creates a hotspot of woven mail, so we can stand in that, get that damage resistance, and it's 45% less damage, which is very good obviously in that end game, helping us to stay alive. So this build is very good at creating weakening, creating sever, unravel, slow, freeze, scorch, and ignitions. It is a very good ability spam build, probably my most consistent go-to build for endgame content on a Prismatic Hunter or I'm sorry, on a Prismatic Titan with the obviously consecration. Inmost light Armamentarium is a disgusting combo on that exotic class item, the Stoicism, so definitely try to grab you one of those. The contest modes are definitely going to be pretty challenging for the Rite of the 9, but the loot is going to be super worth it, and definitely this build is going to help you through it, so definitely check it out. There's going to be a dim link down below for it, so definitely go look and test it out for yourself. But appreciate all you guys as always for coming back to the channel. It means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel, helps out the channel as well. Plus you guys will get those notifications when we put out guides, god rolls, as well as builds like this, so be on the lookout for more of them as we keep going with that Destiny content. Gonna try to branch out. The Marathon Alpha was sick. Hopefully once the beta comes out, we'll be able to grab that and stream it and do a little bit more with that. Hopefully with the changes that come, I got some ideas for videos, but didn't want to get it out too quickly just because it's an alpha and not everybody has access quite yet. But again, appreciate all you guys for always coming back to the channel. Peace out. I will catch you guys in the next one.